That classic game room on Patreon!
Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of Munch Man on the TI-99. Before I begin, though, I'd like to ask all of you to turn up the volume on your speakers as loud as possible, because we're going to play a trick on a certain kind of animal. Don't worry, this isn't dangerous at all. So, turn up the volume and get ready. Here, I'll turn up the volume on my end. Get it nice and loud, alright? Now, you've all seen the movie The Swarm, right? Where the sound attracts the killer bees? Have fun with that. See you later. Oh, what's that? No! I find it amusing that Casey Munchkin was sued for being too similar to Pac Man, but Munch Man was not. Probably because he's not actually munching anything, he's constructing a chain. Wouldn't a better name for the game be Chain Construction Man? He's building a chain, look at him go. I love this. It's like Pac-Man, inverted. It's Munch Man for the TI-99, released in 1982. Now, I guess Casey Munchkin was earlier and sued by Atari, so that they were probably already unable to sue people by 1982. And this game is infinitely better than Atari's dreadful version of Pac-Man on the 2600. Munch Man is a really good Pac-Man clone. It's obviously very similar, but there's some subtle differences that make it quite appealing to fans of Pac-Man. For starters, instead of power pellets, you eat little Texas Instruments logos. I think you should raise your hat in the air and go, "Yeehaw!" every time you eat one. Notice how the enemies cower in fear behind the power pellets as you're chasing them, occasionally forcing you to eat one and skip out on some bonus points. There's some aspects to the gameplay here that remind me of Super Pac-Man, because you go into turbo mode after you eat one of those TI logos, which actually changes the gameplay a bit, because after playing for a while, I found that I would eat a power pellet as quickly as possible to get a jump on the maze. When the screen flashes red, that means that your power pellet mode is about to end. Immediately give up your chase. It's almost instantaneous. Another thing that really separates this game from Pac-Man is that it's frequently difficult to tell where you've left a gap in the chain. So you'll get to the end of a maze, and like Pac-Man, you can always tell where there's one or two dots left. In this game, it's kind of hard to be sure. And while that doesn't sound all that dissimilar from Pac-Man, it's actually a huge difference. Woo! Yeah! Alright, I ended that board pretty well, but frequently I would think that I was ending a board only to discover there was one link in the bottom left or something that I forgot to fill in. So you can't do that suicide move in Pac-Man where you just run right towards the ghosts knowing that there's only one dot left. I lost quite a few times playing that way. Yeah. Am I the only one that laughed during the swarm at the part where the guy's running around on fire? In Pac-Man, you kind of know where each of the ghosts is going. In this game, I have no idea. And each round gets a little bit faster, which makes the game more fun. This is a good one. I'm surprised it's taken me this many years to play it because I love Pac-Man, but it's only recently that I got a TI-99. So once again, a huge thanks to my friend David from Pittsburgh, stationed in the Air Force, for sending Munch Man and the TI-99 to the show. This is one of the best games that I've played on it. It's a unique game from Texas Instruments, so if you're collecting for the TI-99, which you should be, get this one at once. I love that it's Pac-Man, but it's not Pac-Man because he's building a chain on a white background instead of eating dots on a black one. And of course the maze is not quite the same either. When you play this one, you'll quickly get into the differences. And become a Munch Man fan. Is there a Munch Woman? Munch Man Jr.? I feel like this series should be continuing to this day because Munch Man is fun. I like the weird enemies, I love the TI logos for power pellets, I like everything about this game, and it plays well too. The only thing it's missing is a catchy theme song like Pac-Man has. This needs some music.
Classic Game Room has been brought to you by How to Make a Video Game Review Show That Doesn't Suck, Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, and Jesus the Coked Up Chicken on Amazon.
Welcome to the Lord Carnage Club, being shouted from within. A turbo volcano! Starting with Billy and Andy Schleiss. Derek Langley. Michael and Ariana Nelson. Steven Chucknick. Al Stever. Jason Gore. Sergio Matthias Hergert. Sean Zoltek. Rick DeBarros. Philip Strabenmuller. Jack Stavris. Ohad Kane. And Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal. Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal.